to our little recap, review, rumor section for WWE NXT and TNA Impact. I am Tofari.
I'm CK.
I'm Knight Rider.
And let's just start it off.
And Little Weasel's with us today.
Oh yeah, Cecil Diesel. Oh, now I got him over here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here.
Alright.
Or just stay down there looking like a goofball. Anyway,
We start off with our first match. Joe Hendry and, of course, Hank and Tank. Yo, boys!
the boys. Honk honk versus Dark State with Shaquin Sugars
Yes,
in a
sir.
6-man tag team match. And this is a great match. Until it isn't.
Yeah.
They're going back. I mean, you know, there was a few close calls. Like one time, Joe Hendry almost...
For where we got.
Oh, yeah. He almost landed one of his moves on Hank, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Like, he picked him up and was spinning him around, and Tank had to jump in the ring. Whoa, 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 whoa. But then they, you know, they figured it out, and they did the whole, all three of them did the spin for the money shot. And they, you know,
What is up, my boy?
hello.
What you been up to?
But, you know, for a tag team and a solo competitor, they were doing pretty damn good. Until, of course, Trick Williams shows up and decides to be a jackass. He attacks Joe Hendry. They go fighting into, like, the locker room, whatever, which allows Dark State to get the drop on Hank and Tank. They get the pinfall win with the assisted power slam. And that's the end of the match. But, like I said, great opener. And the beautiful thing is, we started with the match. There was like maybe a 1 to 2 minute recap. No promos, no nothing. We just, boom, immediately into the action.
How many times that happened on the main roster?
Never. Literally. I cannot remember a single time. Destiny's been actually pretty fun lately. Bungie might actually be getting their shit together and focusing on the core player base and gameplay loop over gimmicky seasonal shit.
I saw that because it has on my list that the new season's coming up and it's like $100. But I don't know if I'm ready to commit with another 100 for crap.
Yeah.
And then Carmen Petrovich is in the back talking to Thea Hale. And Carmen's talking about the women division.
Yeah, it's too strong for her to be held down by distractions. You know, Thea's understanding. She tells Carmen to stay strong. And then Jada Parker joins the conversation. She asks Thea, what does she know about strength, acting all grown when nothing has changed? Jada tells Carmen to, you know, she told Carmen to dump Ashante 4 months ago. But she's going to bestow some wisdom onto her. Ashante was not the only thing holding her back. She's just too soft. She says that Jada is running her mouth because she had a big title opportunity at Stand and Deliver and choked. Carmen thought that Jada don't play, so Jada proceeds to challenge Carmen to a match, which I believe we get confirmation for next week.
And then you see the new Quarter Catch crew in the back.
Oh my. This is so good.
And they're talking about the match tonight. And they're all like, yeah, one of us is going to win this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, no Quarter Catch crew.
Mm-hmm.
And, what is his name? Mark Bourne?
Miles Bourne.
Miles Bourne, that's it.
Yeah.
Miles Bourne, he's like,
Our free for all players going forward. Only paid stuff is the reward pass and the raid dungeons. Definitely improvement over the old model of having to buy the season to do any seasonal shit. Hey, they're actually starting to learn from Warframe. Who would have thunk it?
well, when they make it all free, then I might jump back in and play, and they actually keep the fucking content there.
Yeah, fair fucks. But then we go on to the second match of the night. Zarya with Sol Ruka at her side
and
versus...
everybody is talking about this, and the reason I say everybody's talking about this is the fact that the split is there.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you can see the little like crack starting to.
Like I said, and I think the announcers were even talking like, Zara is gonna step up and be like, no, if you want to get to her and her championship, you're gonna have to go through me. But what happens when everybody's tried to go through Zarya, none of them getting past? Zarya's like, I've beaten everybody. Now it's my turn for a shot at that title.
Mm-hmm.
I said that,
No.
but yeah.
But yeah, this is like I said, phenomenal match, back and forth.
It was really good. It was back and forth.
But Zarya just has the power advantage, and she almost always does.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Zarya when it comes to a fight.
Yeah, just fisticuffs. There's not many that are better than her, but she wins with the F5. Oh God, I haven't heard that move since Lesnar.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might try to get back into Destiny when the new season starts and I ain't got to worry about all the crap from the junk ass season that was.
Mm-hmm. But we have Wesley walking into Tony D'Angelo in the locker room, and he's starting. Oh God. You might actually want to jump in before July. Spire of the Watcher is back and reprises with new roles, with new weapon looks, new difficulties. The biggest thing to me, though, is they're finally doing a focus on hand-holding new players with Explorer mode. Imagine a dungeon array with matchmaking, no respawn restrictions, or revive
maybe
tokens.
sometime in the next couple days we'll get in touch and I'll... me and you can jump on and you can show me the new shit. But I don't have anything. None of the tonics. None of that. I said screw it. When all the tonics weren't working the way they were supposed to, the things weren't working the way they were supposed to, I was like, screw it.
No. But Wesley comes to Tony D'Angelo in the locker room. He's poking fun at the situation. If he's basically just calling him a douchebag.
Yeah, he's like, your whole family's left you, and you're supposed to be the Don.
Yeah.
You ain't got a family no more.
And Tony's like, if there's if anybody knows about stabbing your brother in the back, it's you. Stacks did the same thing. He did to Zachary Wentz. Wes is like, you know what? If I had to do it again, I happily would.
I know Stacks would do the same thing.
Yep. And Wes says there's something different about the Don. He's lacking confidence. That's why he's not competing in the Battle Royal tonight. And Tony says that Wes doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He has all the talent in the world, but no instincts. If he wants to be a tough guy, take a shot. And Wes is like, I would, but I got a Battle Royal to win tonight. So that's probably going to be a fight next week. And Stacks is going to get involved and cost Tony the match.
And we have our girl.
Mm-hmm. Stephanie Vakir talking to Lola Vice in the backstage area. Lola knows that Stephanie has a tough challenge awaiting at Battleground, regardless of who wins tonight in the main event. Lola believes that if anyone could walk into hell and walk out the NXT Women's Champion, it's Stephanie. And that is just accurate. Like we said, 11 wins, 2 losses.
We'll get to that.
Well, you got the annual pass, so you don't got to buy anything new. Plus, they did fix a lot of shit with tonics and the new reward system to replace tonics. And Heresy is so much better.
Well, like I said, maybe I'll re-download it. And maybe Sunday, if you're not busy, we'll get on and I'll mess with it a little bit. No, there's been a while.
Competing in multiple promotions, couldn't have prepared Stephanie
So you'll be slow.
with comes being on the NXT Women's Division. Lola says that no matter what happens at Battleground, she'll be awaiting her opportunity on the other side. And then Julia interrupts the conversation and says that Stephanie will see her at Battleground. Which we already know that's not true. But anyway. Then we get to the third match. The number 1 contenders Battle Royale. The winner will battle Oba Femi for the WWE NXT Championship at WWE Battleground.
And some of these participants were announced and some were not.
It's hard to believe Bungie's actually starting to get their shit together, but they are. I figured I'd be done with Destiny after this expansion ends since it was going to downhill and not looking like it'd recover, but like, shit man, this looks concerningly good.
I'll check it out. I'll give it a shot. Like I said, I'll probably be the best day I can probably get on is Sunday. But I don't know about any time after that. Because now that we're streaming, we just...
There's not a lot of time. Yeah.
We don't have a lot of days that I can just say
Yeah.
all day.
And especially with streaming and watching.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, we'll just run over the participants. There was Trick Williams, Elijah, Ashante,
Zachary Wentz, Josh Briggs,
Yoshiki Inamura, Sean Legacy, Ethan Page, Timothy Thatcher, Braid Balor, Ricky Smoke, Sean Spears, Brooke Jensen, Nico Vance, Ridge Holland, Javon Evans, Chris Island, Shiloh Hill, Tyson DuPont, Tyreek Igwa, Wesley, Lexus King, Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights, and Charlie Dempsey. And we'll just run through the eliminations really quick. Chris Island was eliminated by Lexus King. Lexus King was eliminated by Shiloh Hill.
my boy.
Yeah, Shiloh was
Shiloh did pretty damn good for
He did, boy.
For being LFG. He did.
He done
pretty good.
fucking real good.
Heading back, new PvP dropping is so much fun. Briggs versus Drake Tanks. It's a breath of fresh air, that's for sure. Have a great stream. Yep. See you later.
What?
There's apparently new PvP mode dropped. Anyway. Brad Baylor was eliminated by Yoshiki Inamura. Ashante Adonis was eliminated by Trick Williams. Ricky Smokes was eliminated by Zachary Wentz. Tyson DuPont was eliminated by Josh Briggs. Timothy Thatcher was eliminated by Ethan Page. Nico Vance was eliminated by Shiloh Hill. That's 2 eliminations for Shiloh.
Yeah, and then Trick eliminated Shiloh.
Tyreek
Tyreek Igwe was eliminated by Brooks Jensen. Brooks Jensen was eliminated. What?
Because he...
Oh, that's right. He flipped him.
Yeah, he
flipped himself out. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on.
Tavion Heights was eliminated by Ridge Holland. Josh Briggs was eliminated by Yoshiki Inamura on accident, of course. That's his teammate. Zachary Wentz was eliminated by Ethan Page. Wesley was eliminated by Trick Williams. Ridge Holland was eliminated by Trick Williams. Yoshiki Inamura was eliminated by Trick Williams. They was really trying to... Anyway. And then Joe Hendry appears. He comes up, and Elijah is able to eliminate Trick Williams thanks to the distraction. But then Elijah is eliminated by Sean Spears. Sean Legacy is eliminated by Javon Evans and Ethan Page. And then Javon Evans is eliminated by Ethan Page and Sean Spears. Ethan Page is eliminated by Miles Bourne. And Sean Spears is also eliminated by Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne wins it. Which I don't think anybody was expecting.
I was... We were even like, no, not Sean Spears.
Yeah. Or who was the other one? Ethan Page was like, nope, you're fine. Because we were really rooting for Javon. Because, that, like you said, that man has a fucking...
Go ahead and show the one. Can you find it real quick? This is the stuff that this boy does, man.
Hang on. There's a lot of
my...
shit. There's a lot. Give me a... Oh, God. One overshot. No. Oh, God. Stop. Give me a second here.
Wait, was that...
No, that was Jay. I might have overshot. This
is the shit this boy does.
Here, we'll leave it full screen it for y'all. So you can see this beauty in motion.
Pretty sure you got it on the right screen.
And suplex. Just like that.
3 or 4 seconds. Boom, he already on his back going, what?
Yeah.
And like I said, I was not a fan of Javon Evans. But I'll tell you what.
That boy got some spring in his step.
He got some bounce.
That boy built.
I think he
his name is Tigger.
I think he part Tigger. Because that boy just something.
Yep. Then we have
Jordan Grace backstage talking about last week.
She and Julia fought out of the arena. Is she going to beat Julia, get her long overdue one-on-one title shot at Battleground? Because she has the power advantage over the entire NXT Women's Division.
And then Izzy Dame shows up.
Yeah.
And she's like, Jordan...
You might be one of the strongest, but you're definitely not the biggest.
And
regardless of what happens tonight.
You know what? Show that. This is... Whew, I forgot that all these were like the talking.
Yeah,
look at this crap. Oh.
Yeah.
What was it? We just looked it up before we went on stream.
Izzy Dane comes up. She says, Jordan, you might be one of the strongest, but you're definitely not one of the biggest. And then Lash Legend comes in. She's like, I know y'all aren't talking about the biggest, strongest women's in NXT and not mentioning Lash Legend.
But here, what Jordan Grace is
5'3". Lash Legend is 6 foot tall.
So I mean, look at this. I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
Because here's the thing. You could be, 10 times stronger than your opponent. But if you're half the size, they just got leverage on their side, so.
But you know what? Jordan's a little beast in there.
You know what the sad thing is? Bailey's got both.
Yeah.
What? Alexa, how tall is Bailey Humphrey from WWE LFG?
From bolavip.com. Bailey is 5 feet 2 in, or 156.8 centimeters, according to Celeb Heights.
No.
That's not right. No, they're talking about Bailey. God, I'm gonna have to freaking Google this. Hang on. Bailey Humphrey. She's gotta be at least like 5'8", 5'10".
6'1".
Is that? Yeah, 6. She's even taller than Lash Legend. And she has the power of Jordan Grace, if not more power.
Like I said, we've shown pictures of her before. Her legs are this big around and a solid muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would have to go back on Discord and look. Because we had the one that was just her...
Like I've said. Like Taker said, she is going to revolutionize...
Which we have up to, but we'll get to that.
Yes. But anyway... like I said, they're all there back there talking about how they're big and strong and powerful.
And Lash Legend's like, it's my birthday, so there's not going to be any conversation about who's the biggest, strongest competitor in this division without her name being mentioned.
Yeah, and Jordan says that she'll see Izzy and Lash on the other side of Battleground when she becomes the NXT Women's Champion. And I'm sorry.
I love Jordan Grace, but here's my thing.
Stephanie is simply built different.
I'm not going to say that Jordan's not going to win it, but I'm not going to say...
She's going to win it.
Yeah, because this needs to be a hell of a match.
And it's going to. Because NXT is just better.
And I've said this, I am more excited for Roadblock or Battleground.
Yep, me too.
Than I am... for Backlash.
Mm-hmm.
And that is sad.
Because we know the matches at Battleground are going to be good. The matches at Backlash, they might be okay-ish, maybe.
If they're anything like WrestleMania...
What's the fucking point? We can just skip it, honestly, and just read what happens online.
It's sad.
But anyway.
It's sad that that's even a consideration. We're not, but the point is...
Might as well. I mean,
that's the
3-hour pre-show, and then the post-show is 2 hours.
We have a 2-hour pre-show.
2-hour post-show, and a 3-hour show.
A 3-hour show, and then a 2-hour... Yeah.
So once again, spending more time talking about the show than... Anyway. We have the 4th match, Jada Parker versus Carmen Petrovic.
Which, again, I felt was really good.
Like I said...
I know,
here's a genuine question. since we have started watching NXT, name me one bad match.
You can't.
There's been some that I thought weren't as great. Like, okay, I didn't like
the jobber.
The strap, or not strap match. That thing, Eddie Thorpe and
Trick
Trick
Williams.
Williams. That whole thing was, But it was good. It was good.
I didn't like the story, but the matches were still better. Is my point.
Exactly.
Even if the storylines aren't that great, they're still just as good, if not better than the shit we're getting on the main roster. And even if the storyline is complete dog water, the matches are always consistently better than what we get on the main roster.
1,000%.
I will give you that. I will give you that. 100%.
I genuinely don't understand it. I don't understand it. But anyway, moving on. Like I said, Jada Parker versus Carmen Petrovic. Phenomenal match. Great back and forth.
Yeah, it's just, there's so much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what the biggest walk-away point was that, where's it at?
What are we looking for? Teardrop, high steps.
When Thea Hale came out. And that started a whole little war. But I mean, Jada still won.
Yeah. She wins with the roundhouse kick. Or no. Parker clocks Thea Hale with the hypnotic. Parker avoids the roundhouse kick from Petrovic.
Jada Parker wins.
Yeah. I don't think we got how she won, but whatever her finisher is. She gets the pinfall. And then we have
Ava backstage with Joe Henry.
Scolding him like, you can't just come in here and causing shit. And he's like, I know. And she's like, you know what? I know you and Trick are going to keep going at it. So I've already talked to Santino. And at Battleground, it'll be you versus Trick Williams. And for the first time ever in a WWE Arena. PLE, you'll be putting that TNA championship on the line. He's going to retain it. Obviously. Unless the only conceivable way I see him losing the title, you've mentioned it, Trick Williams being in cahoots with Dark State. Because here's the thing. Every time I know he was, Joe Hendry fighting Dark State. Trick comes out. I know he's feuding with Joe Hendry, but my point stands. They always seem to be
wherever Trick Williams
is. They always seem to be in the same general vicinity. So.
But then you get. I'm not worried about the other two things. You get Yoshi Imahara.
Yeah, knows that he disappointed Josh Briggs tonight. Tonight was his final NXT appearance. He's heading back to Pro Wrestling Noah. Inamara wishes that he could have been a better tag team partner for Briggs. He says goodbye to his friend. And then Brooke Jensen starts poking fun at Briggs and suggests the problem wasn't Inamara, but it's always been Briggs.
Yeah, he's like, how many partners have you had? And you say it's the partners? Maybe it's not the partners.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you. And yeah, that start. And then this is the part you were kind of wanting to get to.
Oh, it's so fucking good. So no quarter catch crew is in the back celebrating because Miles won. He's going to face Obafemi.
And Charlie Dempsey's like, well, congratulations that I now have a title match. And he's like, what?
Like, I know I'm a little hard of hearing.
Which I found out he is
partially
deaf. 90% deaf. Mm-hmm. He can hear sounds and make them out, but he can't hear.
Yeah.
Like.
He's learned to read lips and uses hearing aids, so. fuck, all the more power to him, honestly.
But he's like, no, I earned that shot. He's like, you'll never beat Oba.
Yeah, and he says, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna embarrass Oba. I'm gonna make.
Hold on, wait. How did he actually put it?
I don't know if they say it. So it's gonna be him versus the group. No, they don't say it. But he says like, I'm gonna make Oba cry, and then Oba comes into the conversation, and he gives Miles his congratulations for winning the Battle Royale. He says the rulers are impressed, and Miles says that the title match will be a battleground, and then this is when Charlie jumps in and is like, oh, you'll be facing me. And Oba's like, but I just saw Miles win that match. And he's like, yeah, but you'll be facing me. And then Miles butts in and he's like, you know what, no. I'm going to be facing him, but why don't you show me how it's done? It wasn't, because weren't you just saying that you're, what?
You're going to make him cry, you're going to break him in half.
Yeah, you're going to bend him in half, you're going to embarrass him. And Charlie's like, I never said any of that, And he's like,
and Oba's like, oh, you just see Oba like, okay,
yeah.
Next week.
Mm-hmm. And Miles says, you know what? If you do beat Oba, maybe Battleground becomes a 3-way. And Oba's like, no, I've had enough of triple threat matches. I'll see you next week, Charlie.
Yeah.
And Charlie's like, great selective hearing, Miles, and storms off. He's gonna get his ass whooped.
Oh, Oba's gonna.
Miles? I feel like Miles can put up a good fight. I don't think he's going to win, but
here's my thing. Charlie Dempsey, okay? I know I haven't talked much about it because he tried to distance himself from it. But his dad, being Steven Regal, Dempsey can fight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to throw any shade on him. Do I like the character? No. But fair that I'm gonna give him his due.
Yeah. But he's gonna get fucking his ass whooped.
Oh, Oba gonna beat him.
Yeah. Like I said.
And especially when he thinks that he can embarrass Oba, make him cry, break him in half, all the stuff he said.
Like I said, Miles Bourne might be able to put up a decent fight. I can even see a world in which he barely, through some grace of God, manages to beat him, but I don't think he's going to. But then we have another Chase University, Vignette, Kalen Dixon, and
they give him the makeover. He tries on like the
it's basic. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's basically a merch advertisement.
The Chase U jogging outfit.
Yeah, the hoodie.
That would be nice.
There's a whole bunch of different stuff he tries on.
You know what? Let's get you a Chase U jogging outfit for when you go up to the gym. Yes. No.
Jogging outfits are dumb.
If you're gonna work out, you need a jogging outfit, and might as well be Chase U.
No. I'm just gonna get sweat. I'm gonna keep my shorts and my t-shirts. Thank you. Anyway,
and then we get the announcement. We get the announcement that next week Joe Hendry versus Trick William contract signing for Battleground.
And like I said, Tony D'Angelo will be colliding with Wes Lee.
And like I said, contract signing. This one might not be that bad.
Might not.
NXTs are not bad. They usually kind of have a little bit of.
They usually just.
They don't end with flipping a table and flying across the.
And they're not going to be, 20, 30 minutes. It's not going to be the main event, 20, 30 minutes of them blowing smoke up each other's ass like the Roman, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins was.
They didn't do that.
Anyway, and then we get to the main event.
Oh my God!
And I will give Julia her props because she was sticking with it.
Oh yeah, like there's quite a few times that people are really. And I see what they're talking about, and I didn't post them. They had like whole video clips of Jordan messing up or making it look like it hurt really bad, which I feel like is kind of the thing.
Yeah,
but you could see that Julia kind of tucked and landed on her arms and then hit her head, which is what she's supposed to do.
Yeah, safety.
But they're saying that she almost broke her neck. And I don't feel like that. I mean, I know it's been a big thing for people.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was ever a time that Julia felt
Unsafe.
Yeah.
If there was, I feel like it would have been brought up.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion on it.
But yeah, I mean, they were both. This match, I'm not going to say back and forth. This match was just...
go.
Yeah. They were, I mean, it was hit,
Yep.
counter, move, counter.
Like I said,
it was just constant.
Jordan obviously has the power advantage, but Julia has the speed, the athleticism, athleticism. That's it. I was trying to say athleticity, and that's not a word.
It is now.
No, athleticism. But yeah, Julia's going around hitting. I'm pretty sure she was doing a lot of submissions, trying to take out her legs, take out that power. Yeah. But Jordan comes up with the win with what's her finisher?
It is I can't remember what her finisher is.
The Beast Mode. I don't remember what that actually is.
Pick up.
Basically, just slamming him on the fucking ground real hard. Yeah. And then after the match, Stephanie Vakir comes out to the ring. And they have a stare down in the middle of the ring. So at Battleground, we'll see Jordan Grace versus Stephanie Vakir.
Like what we said, it is going to be a hell of a match. Mm-hmm. I would love to see Jordan Grace win it, but like I said 100 times, if there's anybody who's good, and okay, there's two factors to this, and I want to bring them both up, and we kind of discuss them. Mm-hmm. Knight Rider and me and you all together, we've discussed them. We've discussed them separately. We've discussed them together.
Yep.
The only problem I see is Stephanie needs to win this match, regardless.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what NXT or what WWE has said. They want to put a title on Jordan sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I can see her.
But in my same breath, Stephanie has already made two appearances on the main roster.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what you said. Maybe after Battleground, we go on to
the draft
and whatever.
And she relinquishes the title.
Yes.
That's because I know we have it later on, but 11 wins. 2 losses, 1 no contest. 14 matches total on NXT. She has held both women's championships at the same time. Something that has never been done before in NXT history. Defended them both on the same night.
After getting her ass beat
Retains
in the match.
Both.
Getting her ass beat in the match and then getting her ass beat after the match and still went in and beat ass in the second match.
Exactly.
Retains both. Defends her title in a fatal 4-way against 3 of the best women in NXT. She needs to relinquish that title. She does not need to lose it. I don't care who you throw in there. Could be Jordan Grace. Could be Asuka. It needs to be relinquished.
It needs Lash Legend, Thea Hale, whoever.
My opinion. I think Stephanie is that good.
But again, and we've discussed this, my problem falls to what they did to Asuka.
Yeah.
Yep.
Asuka was undefeated. The whole entire run of NXT, she was undefeated. Nobody could touch Asuka. She gets up to the main roster in it might not have been WrestleMania. But she gets up to the main roster, her first pay-per-view, undefeated, gets the first pay-per-view, fights Charlotte Flair, Charlotte breaks the winning streak. Bullshit. And I'm not saying that they need to keep it going, but it needed to be, I'm not even saying it shouldn't be Charlotte, but it should have been like this
monumental.
Yes.
Yeah.
It needed to be it needed to look like...
It needed to be more than what it was.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
It needed to be built up. It needed to be like, she's gone 6 months or whatever on the main roster, title versus titles and everything else, and then finally she's just somebody's better.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not saying it shouldn't have been Charlotte.
Yep, exactly.
But to have her lose like her first pay-per-view on the main roster
was bullshit.
But that's the end of NXT. We now move on to TNA Impact. We kick off with Trick Williams coming to the... And you pointed out, their in-ring microphones, for some reason, were terrible last night.
They were just terrible in general. Like,
did anyone else mention that?
No. Okay, and here's the thing. My stuff, it was so bad. Even the new stuff I have was not picking. It was like, almost like it was missing words and trying to pick up. So, again, I tried to find just a transcript. Because I know people go over this a little bit better than what I can. And I try to go over it the best way I can. But this...
Yeah, the microphones were just strange. Like, really...
You could hear it, but like... My name is Trick Williams, and I'm gonna beat Joe Hendry. It was like... They were like...
Muffled.
In the other room.
Yeah, like, it was muffled and quiet, which is weird. So I don't know what was going on. I don't know if that was just an us thing. Well, I have no idea, genuinely. So, but we kick off the show. Trick Williams coming out to the ring with a whole load of security. It recaps that Trick Williams attacked Henry on NXT this week, which led to a TNA World Title match being made for NXT Battleground on May 25th.
And then Trick asks TNA doesn't have any love. Why TNA doesn't have any love for him?
Yeah, it says that he's finally arrived. He has 3% body fat and can snatch a woman's heart, which
I can take any one of you women, you guys as women, just like that.
It's good for you, I guess. He talks about his cars named after ladies and says he's here for one reason and one reason only. He took out the golden goose of TNA and Joe Hendry. He says the fans can boo him all they want, but that Hendry came to NXT to embarrass him, so he's here in TNA embarrassing average Joe. Joe wanted, everyone to be everyone's friend, to be liked, but Trix wants to be respected. He's going to take out Joe Hendry, take all his friends, and then take over this brand, and that'll probably make him sick. But,
And then Joe Hendry's music hits.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Joe
wrestling Jesus.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
But yeah, he's coming out and he's pissed.
Security instantly takes a step forward.
And gets sent 10 feet back. He runs in, they start trading some blows, but...
But you know what? The one thing I did find interesting about this is, as opposed to WWE, security was like instant.
Oh yeah, they were there before.
And I know this, but it seems like sometimes, even if they're all staying, they're all like, "What we do?" For like the first
15 seconds of them beating each other up. Yeah.
I mean, by the time Hendry had launched at Trick, they were already standing in front of Trick, trying to hold Trick back.
Yeah, but they're basically meat shields. But,
But like I said, they were already there.
Yeah. Joe delivers a standing ovation to one of the security guards before this segment draws to a close.
But yeah, and then we get the Rosemary
versus Lei Ying Lee.
And this was actually really good. I was impressed. I mean, Rosemary, I was trying to think of who I was trying to talk about. Rosemary has always been just kind of the other side of Strange.
Oh, yeah.
You have Strange, and then you have the other side of Strange.
Yeah, doesn't, her entrance says she's from, the underworld or something like that.
The demonic hell, or It's something.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So I mean, dark, edgy, fearful, all that, and you have, who is it? A commentary.
Robert Stone and Victoria are out there.
Yeah, Victoria, I believe.
Yeah, Victoria's out there.
Because she's talking about how Rosemary's trying to get her to go to the dark side. Like as the match is progressing, talking about.
No, you're talking about crap. What's her name? Oh. Why can't I think of her name?
Zaya Brookside, that's it.
Yeah, Zaya Brookside.
Yeah, like I said, she's talking about how, Rosemary's trying to bring her to the dark side, but she has her moral compass or whatever. Bullshit! Anyway. And we get towards the end of the match. Like I said, great back and forth, counter for counter, blow for blow. But we get to the end.
Rosemary grabs Brass Knuckles and raises them up. And I don't know why she, raised them up,
I'm assuming, just for the audience, I'm about to beat the shit out of her, basically.
And Zaya Brookside
runs up, grabs her.
Up, jumps in, and yanks them off.
Yeah.
And then...
she's like, you can't do this. And Rosemary's like, you made your choice. You can't make choices for me. But she obviously did, because Rosemary got her shit rocked and then pinned for a 1-2-3 by Li Yang Lee, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
And then we get backstage with Mike Santana, Trick Williams...
Sami Callihan in First Class, and oh my god...
Mike Santana passes Trick Williams in the hall, and they kind of stop and have this staring contest for a second.
And then Santana approaches Sami Callihan, seen upstairs with John Goblikin?
Goblikin, yeah. Which I...
Literally just a guy in a goblin, a full goblin suit. The mask, the hands. Might have been a
dress in a suit.
Yeah. I don't know if that was...
Or not suit, but I guess nice button-down dress shirt, tie.
I don't know if that was part of... I don't know if that's a full-body goblin suit that has this... I don't fucking know. It was weird. But... they're talking about, respecting each other, what they did at...
Oh, seeing First Class, that reminded me we wanted to bring something up from the past, because we skipped it on Discord. But we'll bring that up in a minute.
Yeah. But they're, saying, we respect, they respect each other for what they did at Rebellion, right?
Yeah.
Sami Callihan had the bloodiest, most brutal match in TNA history. Santana finally beat Mustafa Ali. Right, that's his name?
Yeah.
Okay. But then you have First Class, AJ Francis and Casey Navarro come to the picture. And they try to offer Callahan a spot in First Class.
He's like, I never been First Class.
Yeah.
I don't
do calamari.
Yeah.
Something that long. He's like he basically tells him piss off.
I don't do caviar. I don't do fish eggs. I don't do calamari. I don't do, and he's...
And then he walks off, and AJ Francis goes to... Or no, if Santina's like, we got a problem, and AJ's like, I don't have problems. He says I end them or I take care of them or something. It was
something like that.
Oh, you're so big and tough. Ooh. And then Casey's like, he's just going to disrespect me like that, and then we're going to have this awkward silence. And then he looks at Santana and just walks away. It was so goofy. But yeah, that I don't know where that's going, if it's going anywhere, if that was just...
And then, I wouldn't worry about the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, then we have the entrance, so we'll get to that here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But we have this makeover segment. You never really see...
What happens? It's just sort of
What's her name? Why can't I think of it? They don't even have the name in here.
Not Macy. Oh, God. Katie. I think it's Katie.
But they're doing a makeover of her, and I swear, I could be 100% wrong. And I hope I am not. Maybe you noticed it. I think you had gone...
Yeah.
At this time. But She has the most beautiful curly red hair.
Mm-hmm.
I think they dyed it blonde.
Oh no.
And
please.
straightened it like the other two.
Please, God.
I'm sorry, I don't think she was that pretty, but that red hair was gorgeous.
Exactly.
God, I hope not.
So that's what I saw.
If they do, I'm gonna have to smack them both. Just a good old pimp slap.
But then we go back to the Great Hands, John Schuyler and
Jason Hodge make their way to the ring, cutting a promo about how Mustafa Ali is changing and how the world will soon feel it. They settle in the ring, and then the theme for the opposition hits. The Aztec Warriors, team of Octagon Jr. and Laredo Kid. And like I said, this is a pretty
this was a good match. It was
the Aztec Warriors were dominating for most of it. You know, using their high flying abilities, their lucha libre.
Until it wasn't.
Because Mustafa Ali hits the ring while the Aztec Warriors are celebrating. Or no, they win. After the match that it goes to shit.
Yeah.
Because Ali comes out, he attacks them.
I thought it was during.
No, they win the match, and then Ali comes out, beats them both up. But then Tasha Steelz and the Tasha Steelz and the Great Hands try to stop him, and the Rascals eventually run down to make the save. So the Aztec Warriors win, but they get beat up afterwards. Then we have Mustafa Ali versus Trey Miguel. And Miguel is just going right after him, just chopping him into the corner, beating his ass. But Mustafa Ali ends up winning with his finisher, which I can't bother to remember the name of.
I don't even care. Anyway.
I'm not a
But
fan.
no, what's her name?
Who we're talking about?
Ali's girl.
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong person to remember names.
Tasha Steele or...
Tasha Steele, yes, I just said that.
Okay.
With the Great Hands.
Yeah, she was coming out there.
And
which I figured she'd done be in a hospital.
Yeah, after
again, we said you could see he
hit the table.
He held her like way up here,
Yeah.
sat down, and then set her
Yeah.
down. But still, the selling that she did.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you don't think that she
and
was...
you know, I realized that that's a thing in TNA that seems to be like common. Like I haven't really seen that in WWE.
What, attacking the women?
Yeah, like both ways, because we've had
The women
Slemovich, trying to go after what's his face. Although we did have, what's her name from the Dawn's family,
Rizzo?
Yeah, Rizzo going to the top rope and attacking.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of it, but I feel like that's really only happened once in NXT, while it seems more of a common thing in TNA, which I enjoy that, but that's just me. Like I said, equal rights, equal hands.
But nowhere are you promoting being...
No. Equal rights, equal hands. You're going to hit me, I'm going to hit you back. It's as simple as that. Anyway, like I said, Mustafa Ali defeats Trey Miguel, and then
Andy Hartwell basically comes out and is like, you know, from being a kid to wanting to be a wrestler to...
Yeah, you know...
I've always watched TNA.
Yeah, I think she said, like, I took a job at Toys R Us, and she's like, why would anyone want a job at Toys R Us? Because I wanted that 20% discount on the wrestling and action figures, the toys.
The plastic belts, and
Yeah.
it's my turn to finally make them plastic belts
into real belts.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to be a TNA woman's knockout. I want to be the woman's knockout.
Mm-hmm. And then the Hardys get confronted by the Nemeth brothers. They're talking about how, you know, we should have been better at Rebellion as, you know, one of the oldest tag teams in the game. We should be ready for anything and everything that's thrown at us.
You know, yes, you're right. They cheated, But
we should have been ready.
We should have been ready for that because we know how they are. We know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to make excuses. We should have been better.
Yeah. And then they come out and they're like, you really dropped the ball. You guys suck. Blah, 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 blah. And then they say, you know, you'll get your rematch at,
Hold on. Lost title at Rebellion. Under Siege.
Yeah, Under Siege. But, oh, wait.
You'll get your rematch at Under Siege the 23rd in Canada.
But,
Then they go, oh, wait. Jeff, you can't go to Canada. And I did look this up. This is actually real. And I don't know. I agree. But I also feel like there needs to be a twist in there somewhere. And I'm saying not in the law. Because here's the deal. He is still banned from what, 23 I said?
Yeah.
He cannot go into Canada, Jeff Hardy.
Because he got a DUI.
And they do not put you in jail, they do not give you a fine. If you are a foreigner in Canada,
and you get a DUI,
you are banned.
Yeah.
You're just done.
Yep, like, get the fuck out. We're not dealing with you. Which, I mean, fair fox. Like, you're a tourist coming over here.
And making a fool of yourself.
Yeah, and putting people at risk. Yeah, get the fuck out. Yeah. That's fair.
I mean, I agree. I guess I just don't understand their laws. I mean, if only America would do that, maybe. But anyway.
But yeah,
So then, Santino comes out and he's like,
No. It'll be the Nemeth versus Jeff. Or no.
No. Jeff. We'll make it a ladder match. The Nemeth.
Matt and a partner of his choosing for the tag team titles. Jeff says he'll see Nick next week, and the commentators hype up who Matt will pick as his mystery partner for TNA Under Siege. So we'll see.
And then that's when Santino comes out, and he's like, "I'm not sure what type of shenanigans you think they think you're up to." Or you think you're up to, something like that. However he says it. But he's like, Jeff can't travel to Canada. So it's going to be like this. Next week, it'll be Jeff Hardy versus Nick Nemeth one-on-one. And then in Canada at Under Siege.
Yeah.
The Nemeth versus Matt Hardy will a partner of his choosing for the tag team titles. And then Jeff is like, I'll see you next week.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be interesting to see who he chooses.
And then, do we need to bring this up? This was a complete waste of effort.
Victoria Crawford versus Brittany Brooks. And if you don't know who Brittany Brooks is...
Don't worry, we needed to wait.
Because she's a jobber. And I'm not, like I said, not throwing shade. It's simply the truth. You gotta start somewhere. Fuck, if I don't start as a security guard, I'll probably start off as a jobber.
Start as a security guard. If you go to WWE, you're a security guard. Go to TNA, you're a jobber. So.
I've not really seen that not in a long time.
Yeah, very rarely do we get a jobber.
Yeah. I mean,
unless
they're Pete Dunne. Or not Pete Dunne, JD McDonough. I know he's in a faction, but might as well be.
You know what? I can't fault him, though.
No, I think he's great, but story-wise, he's a jobber.
Yeah.
He gets tossed in to basically feed the sharks. Anyway.
But I'm not even going to worry about it because we all know Victoria Crawford won.
Yeah. You know what? I know it's never going to happen because I know the entire point of jobber matches is to make them look big and bad and strong. Because I think, actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure Braun Strowman fought a few jobbers when he was first starting to pick up steam.
He also fought jobbers, but he kind of did the same thing Ryback did for a long time. I know you might not know who Ryback is.
I remember Ryback.
But fighting like 2 and 3 people at the same time.
Yeah.
just to show power.
Yeah, but the whole point is like it exists, but yeah,
it's more of a feat of strength than an actual.
There was
match.
there was no fight. There was no nothing. She wins. Yay for her, I guess.
And then,
yeah, she basically just after the match she gets on a microphone and basically talks trash until Masha Slamovich comes out to confront her, and they brawl. But then Tesha Blanchard joins the mix.
And then Santino comes back out again and announces that next week, Tesha Blanchard versus Victoria Crawford against Masha Slamovich and a person of her choosing.
And Robert comes out and he's like, no. I've done enough with this choosing her own partner. I'm going to choose her partner. And it'll be the NXT superstar, Nikita Lyons. So, that'll be interesting.
And like I said, I love Nikita Lyons, okay? I watched her from when she was in WoW.
Mm-hmm.
Which I would love to start watching. We just don't have time. I wish we did. Because that's where a lot of the women come up from. Even to go to NXT. But I've watched Nikita Lyons for quite a while. She is really, really good. They're not giving her near enough credit on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So they moved her down to Evolve. Which I think she actually has a match which we will watch tonight and probably discuss tomorrow. But I said this. Robert Stone, she's gonna join this little group, unfortunately, and Masha's gonna get beat.
Yeah.
Bad.
3-on-1, I see it.
Because doesn't Victoria, if I remember correctly, at Under Siege have a title match? Yes, I am pretty sure.
Probably.
Why?
Because she's the favorite. I don't fucking know.
You can ask.
No, it's alright.
Spoiled rich kid. But then we get to
And
the
this
TNA
match,
International Championship dog collar match. And oh my god.
This was probably the best match we'll talk about today.
To say it was bloody would be an understatement.
It was bloody.
Because
Like literally the blue or the light blue mat was red.
Bright red.
was like brown red by the end of it. Like Steve Macklin got busted the fuck open and he was gushing blood the entire fight. I mean, his chest was covered. It was on his legs. What's the other guy's name? Eric Young was covered in Macklin's blood.
Yeah. But we are showing that Matt Cardona is on commentary.
Yeah. But, I mean...
And then you have the two goons. Icarus.
The Northern Armory.
Yeah, the two goons. I can't remember what their names are.
The Northern Armory.
Judas Icarus and Travis Williams.
Yeah.
They get involved, and they keep getting involved.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a dog collar match. It has to be pinfall or submission. There's no countouts.
No disqualification, so it's completely within the rules, but it doesn't matter, because Steve Macklin is indeed bulletproof.
He's something.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
But like we said, man, this dude was gushing.
Yeah, like
he looked like somebody took a fruit gusher and just went.
Yeah, it's like when you did you I don't know if this was a thing back in your guys' schools, but it happened to me a few times where you're going into school, you go and sit down on the toilet, and then you just hear a pop because some dumbass decided to put a ketchup packet under the toilet seat.
I never ran into.
I don't know.
I never ran into that either.
I never ran into that one.
They're fucking. I hate them. I hate people. Anyway, that's what it was like. Just everywhere. He was covered in blood. Like I said, he went back to his hotel room and took like 15 showers. I wouldn't be surprised if he had to get a few stitches, honestly. Like,
again, like I said, they got involved, but Macklin still wound up winning retained his. I don't know if we mentioned it was for the Intercontinental title or the International. That's what they call it, International.
Yep.
And then we're gonna run through these rumors, news, spoilers real quick.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's all in here. We have quite a few to go over, but also it's gonna be super quick.
I love that. I thought you'd get a kick out of this.
R-Truth says he once pitched a little Jimmy action figure that was just an empty box, but Stephanie McMahon said they couldn't do it. I asked Stephanie McMahon, could I make a little Jimmy action figure? She said, what's it gonna be? I said, nothing, but it'll be in the box. She's like, oh my gosh. Truth, I don't think we can do that. We've got to give them something. I said, well, I guess put a stick beside them or something. They got the package. He says, no, we can't do that. Inside with Chris Van Vliet and R-Truth. This man is a national treasure. He needs to be guarded with all prejudice.
I know you love Truth. That's why I figured I had to include this, because I would buy that box.
The little Jimmy box?
Mm-hmm.
No, it needs to be a little Jimmy box, but it's just like an opaque. It's a John Cena action figure, but just completely clear. No features.
They actually have one of those.
There you go, R-Truth. That's little Jimmy.
I still love that.
Completely see.
I still love that day. It's been a while back when John Cena came back. One of his times before he turned heel.
Yeah. It's like
he's like Truth. I don't remember who he was wrestling with, but it might have been Miz. He's like, no, Truth, not little Jimmy. No,
it's little Jimmy.
You can't see him. It's like, Truth, no, little Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, I think that was when they were still tag team partners.
It's like, no, little Jimmy. No, but you can't see him. And you can just see the pure terror in his eyes.
It's beautiful. I love them as a tag team. And this is just a quick little video, and essentially she says, here, I'll let her say it. I hope you're ready for the hell I'm gonna put you through. And Jordan Gray says, good, make me feel something, Steph. Oh, you're gonna feel something, alright, Jordan.
Because, again, bring this up. I love Jordan Grace. Do not get me wrong. I watched Jordan Grace the little bit that I did watch TNA when I could remember it was on, get a chance to watch it, whatever. Love Jordan Grace.
Well,
now that she's in WWE and I watch her on a regular basis, that only adds to it. But Jordan,
you're not.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I found somebody just a couple notches above you, and I don't know if you've got it.
I don't think she does.
Because, like we've said,
I don't think anybody
Stephanie
does.
is built different.
Very much different.
This girl is built different.
She's got beast mode.
Oh yeah, you think you're beast mode? You have not met Stephanie Vakir yet.
That girl, I watched her come back from like, oh my god, she's dead, she's gone, and then just, nope, whoa, boom. You're like, what? Hold on, I'm awake now. Wait.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yep, exactly.
And speaking of, this is the 20. Oh, okay. This is just in 2025. That makes more sense. I was just saying this. There's no way she's only had 14 matches, but in 2025, yes. TV win-loss record of WWE NXT Women's Roster, May 7th, 2025. Stephanie Vakir at the top of the list. 11 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. The closest one behind her is Sol Ruka with 9 wins and 1 loss. You have Zarya with 6 wins, 1 loss, and then Jordan Grace with 5 and 3. And then everybody else. Actually, Julia is in the she's negative. 4 wins, 5 losses. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fallon Henley is not having a good year. Kalani Jordan is having. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Roxanne Perez? That doesn't seem right. 2 and 13?
You got.
Oh, well, I guess if they're counting the main roster, then maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to bring that up because of that.
Next week on WWE NXT, Joe Hendry and Trick Williams make their official contract signing. Tony D'Angelo is going to be going on one-on-one with Wesley. So, like I said, this, I feel like it's going to go okay. But it might also not. According to Bill Apter, Braun Strowman has 15% paralysis in his left leg.
Which we've said before.
Yeah. His WWE salary was too high, which is why they released him. But they have an agreement in place where Braun can come back in and work 3 to 4 months at a time. So, we might see him still, but I don't think it's going to be in ring. Maybe as a trainer or something like that. Or like a Legends contract maybe, but...
I figure they're going to put him under a Legends contract. It's just going to be a little bit...
Pete Dunne has cut his long hair after having a new baby. Like I said, this... If I didn't know who this was, I would just think these are two completely different people.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because, the hair, but also because... I know it's just lighting, but how did he go 50 shades whiter in this picture? Like, it looks here like he's tan, he goes out in the sun. This man, he sits inside all day playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a stark contrast. In this, he's us. And in this, he goes to the beach every day. I don't get it. The lighting's crazy.
Exactly.
And then there's just another picture. He's still got the hair in this one. But...
Yeah. Congratulations to WWE Pete Dunne, who has announced the birth of his second child. So, good for you, man. Hope it goes well. And then this just a little 50-second clip of him basically just sitting there and like...
And here's the thing. Everybody's talking about this because AEW recently let the Righteous out of their contract.
Yeah.
I've only seen pictures of the Righteous. I haven't seen them fight. I might have to look them up. But this weekend, if you watched the stream earlier, I probably got stuff to do Sunday now. I'm at least going to look into, unfortunately, Destiny again. I'm kind of dreading it, but if it's gotten better, then I'll give it another shot. But I do want to kind of look at that too. I might have to look up some Righteous and kind of maybe get some clips together and show these guys some Righteous videos.
Yeah. And then next Monday, we will have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez and Julia. Io says, "You need me, I need you." So
I like that they're kind of trying to flip Rhea back.
Maybe a little bit. That'll be interesting. Jeff Cobb is listed as a SmackDown superstar currently. So I don't know who this is, but
he came from New Japan, and supposedly he is like really, 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 really good. I do not agree with him going up to SmackDown instantly. And again, I feel like if we're gonna do this, let's do it. If we're not, don't. But you have people like Jordan Grace, who got put down in NXT, who she wrestled in TNA. Everybody watched her. I don't know who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, it'd be different if maybe we could watch New Japan here in the States, but I don't feel like, at least I don't know where to watch it.
Yeah.
If somebody out there knows where to watch it, let us know. I'll at least watch it when we get a day or two that we can look. We'll at least watch it.
Yeah.
A couple episodes here and there, at least know some of the people in it. But yeah,
I mean, he looks like a big burly boy, so I'm interested to see what he can do. Who could have seen this coming? They're gonna put the luchadors and make the lucha bros.
I said that from day one, and nobody knew why they put them on separate rosters. So everybody's kind of assuming it will happen during the draft.
Probably, yeah.
So I mean, I had to put
they have to go to SmackDown. They have to go to SmackDown.
So you say Penta gets moved to SmackDown?
Yes.
Okay. I have no problem with that.
No, you don't understand. They have to go to SmackDown.
Why?
The Lucha Brothers versus Fraxia.
Oh, that would be fucking nice.
Case in point. Anyway.
That would be nice.
Also...
And these guys are real brothers. Like, they are blood brothers.
Besides, what fucking tag teams do we even have on Raw? We have the Bude, the War Raiders, Judgment Day, technically, kind of. And that's it? What other tag teams are on Monday Night Raw?
Isn't that where...
Oh, Carmelo and The Miz, I think, technically.
Yeah. Isn't that also where, Pretty Deadly?
Yeah.
No, they're on SmackDown.
Are they?
With DIY.
Oh, that's right, okay. Then you have... I know there's another one. I'm completely missing them.
Bude, War Raiders, Judgment Day, Miz and Carmelo. I think that's it.
Might be.
For Raw, I think so.
Like, the tag teams just aren't there.
No.
And, like... Cannot wait to see Bayley in NXT. An emotional moment between The Undertaker and his WWE LFG protege, Bayley Humphrey. You're gonna revolutionize this business. I truly believe that, or I wouldn't tell you that. And, you know, I'm gonna... This is a longer clip, which usually I wouldn't play, but...
Yeah, she should not have gone. Because I'm sorry, she does not need to stay.
No.
I agree. But at the same time, I understand why.
I'm the one that brought that up to you, and you kind of agreed with me. She's been there, 4 months? You give her another 6 months to a year, she's going to dominate the world.
And it's not even going to be close. She is... honest.
You think Stephanie's built different?
That's what I'm saying. She is... currently, out of every woman I've seen on NXT, LFG, Evolve, the main roster, she's the only one I'm like, oh yeah, she'd beat Stephanie. Not even a problem. Rhea Ripley, 50-50. Io Sky, Alexa Bliss.
That was a damn good match until it wasn't.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, anyone on the main roster, it could go either way. I'm still probably going to bet on Stephanie or Bayley Humphrey in 6 months to a year. Not even close. I don't think there's going to be a single woman in any roster that can touch her. That's just my opinion, though.
And I thought this was interesting.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss is scheduled for tonight's episode of SmackDown, finally. And I believe Eric Rowan has been seen at the WWE Performance Center this week. So, I assume we're close to a Wyatt return, maybe, possibly.
Yep, that's what everybody's hoping.
Dakota Kai's release was reportedly a surprise internally, and the expectation is that she will head to AEW, which I feel like that's a sinking ship.
It is. I'm not talking bad about it because I know there's a lot of wrestlers who really like it there, and I'm gonna say this, and I know it's a sinking ship, but I feel like we need to find time to watch it. I don't say we need to discuss it, but everybody is saying that they do not focus on the stories; they focus on the matches, which I feel like might be better. But yet, in the same breath, I kind of like the stories, too.
The stories are why you watch the matches.
Yeah. So...
I don't know. We'll see. Fun fact. Triple H and Batista are now older than Ric Flair when they formed Evolution.
I just thought this was funny.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments you sit back and you think of like, wow.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Joe Hendry is reportedly considered to be locked to join WWE once his TNA deal expires. WWE management has been impressed with Hendry's appearances, particularly how he handled a high-pressure situation at WrestleMania on short notice.
You know, here's my thing. I don't care what you think about Joe, and we make fun of his intro and all that stuff. But you know
But we
what?
all love Joe
when
Hendry.
when it boils down to it, he is pretty good at what he does. Like,
Yeah.
He might not, taking nothing away from him, because he is great in the ring. But taking the ring out of it, taking everything. They said on LG, whether they're cheering or whether they're booing, at least they're doing something.
Yep, as
Yep,
long as
exactly.
they're engaging, it doesn't matter.
And they are all engaging.
Hey! We're right here! Come and get us.
The three of us are right
Exactly.
here, guys.
We'll come over, you know what, you take us out to Florida, we'll help right NXT. You know what, actually, NXT doesn't need any help. We'll go straight to the main roster. They need the help.
Yep.
Definitely need the help.
Well, you know, writer, producer, I don't know about the producers, I don't know how to do that, but we'll figure it out. We got you.
Here's the thing, guys. If anybody's looking, I posted that just for the simple thing of like, if this is main roster stuff, yeah, we definitely need help. But again, like I said, how much they're gonna allow you to get away with? Because you got how many other writers sitting there telling you, and like I feel like sometimes we come up with way better storylines than they could ever even go. Oh,
Yep.
That's a good idea. Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you suck.
You sit there and you scratch your balls and you don't do shit.
They're too busy focusing on, I don't know, fucking, I don't know.
And I understand they're months in advance on what we
Exactly.
see.
Yeah.
But
you would think
still,
that would make it better, and
they
yet, look at Mania. Oh my god, that was terrible.
yeah, Mania was a train wreck.
Yeah.
Anyway, SmackDown preview episode for tonight. John Cena appears. Whoa.
Yay!
Boo!
Solo and Jacob versus LA Knight and Priest. That's going to be at least an interesting fight. And then Jade Cargill versus, I assume that meant to be Nia Jax. Winner receives a woman's title shot.
Okay, on that.
Whoop whoop.
On that.
Sorry, Nia.
It's not going to happen.
No.
You know why?
Why? It's going to be a triple threat match.
You know why?
Because it's going to be a triple threat match.
Because Naomi going to interfere in that shit.
Oh, yeah. Probably going to fuck.
And Tiffy.
And Tiffy, yeah.
So,
It'll probably be a fatal 4-way.
Yep.
I'm
calling it right here, right now.
Well, no, it is
fatal 4-way.
Title.
Yeah.
Well, still,
and
yeah, it could be a fatal 4-way.
But here's the thing. Here's my thing. Has there been a single Monday Night Raw or a single SmackDown within the past few weeks where at least one match is not
ended
interrupted?
properly? No.
Yeah, we've had one or two.
Where there was no matches that were interrupted. I feel like
got his brain
I feel
going.
like at least one match every single night gets interrupted.
At least one, every night, yeah. 100%.
Why? Let them... I know we were just saying, the stories are why we watch the matches. But you can let the matches tell the story.
Exactly.
NXT does it great. Anyway.
Yep, exactly. But anyway.
Hang on, do we have any...
NXT's a ton better.
Anyway. Jey Uso versus Logan Paul is currently planned for Saturday Night Main Event. I don't fucking care. Piss off. Calix is... Calix. I'm saying Calix now, just to spite you. Is now going after the WWE Evolved Women's title, which, every woman on Evolved is, so good for you, I guess. NXT's Dark State members, Dion Lennox, Saquon Sugars, Cutler James, and Osiris Griffin now have their official renders on the WWE roster page.
Again, like we said, Cutler James, congrats, man.
Yeah, you got
exactly
cut, and you got there before anybody else did.
Yep.
Got there before Shyla, before BJ, before Jasper Troy. That's his fucking name.
Zeta Steel.
You deserve it.
Oh my god, this was amazing. You know what? Like I said, usually I don't play these entire things, but I feel like y'all need to see this.
You guys might need a good
Prepare-
laugh. Here you go.
Prepare to hold your eyes. You will never.
Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker, the new alliance.
Doing the New Day intro.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
I love how he does this right here. This is great.
It's so good. It's so good.
Can you ever get that image of Paul Heyman out of your head?
No, because it's beautiful. I'm gonna watch this 15 times, so it's ingrained in my brain. It's amazing. Anyway, that's that. I just thought that was funny. And this is just Jacob Fatu and Zelina Vega posing with their United States Championships.
I just thought it was a neat picture. You know,
Good for them. Like I said, I feel like Jacob is probably one of the most relaxed, chill dudes you could ever meet in real life.
Yeah.
Well, I know he has been in, like, the stuff that he's been in jail and all that and done stuff to get him there, I guess, essentially, is real.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, if he's
To each their own.
reformed his life
Yeah.
and now is like,
Yeah. I mean, if you got to go through some shit to get to
Exactly.
the top, and you've come out the other side a better man,
You deserve it,
all the more
Jacob
power
Paul,
to you.
too. You done good.
And this is Elijah made a shocking return for last night's Battle Royale, which is really cool. I know you were losing your shit.
oh yeah, because that was my boy back even when he was Elias.
Yep.
That was my boy. That was
Elijah.
WWE stands for Walk with Elias.
And happy birthday to EO Sky. Happy 35th
Yes.
birthday, EO.
Happy birthday, EO.
Yep. No, you won't ever see this, but hey, just know that we were there.
And
Yep,
last but not
exactly.
least, we
Okay.
have Backlash. We have the betting odds.
You can go ahead and blow that full screen if you want, so we
Yeah.
can kind of just go over it.
Randy Orton and John Cena. It's obviously a landslide in John Cena's favor.
Yeah, and you know what?
And-
The thing is, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out here right now, and you're gonna hate it. There is talk that Cody is coming back to interfere in that match.
Yeah.
So, and probably get the disqualification.
Yeah.
And probably get attack John Cena, which means John Cena will win the match.
Mhm.
And then Orton will probably turn heel and might even wind up joining John Cena's
Oh
little
God, fuck no. God.
Please don't.
But then we have the United States Championship Fatal 4-Way, and it's not even close.
I
Like,
can't see the things in my way.
Jacob is bought a landslide. Negative 5,000.
Oh, everybody else is plus. Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty close.
Yeah, Becky's favored to win the Intercontinental
I
Championship.
don't want. I don't think they need to do that to Lyra. I don't.
No.
I like Becky. Don't get me wrong, but
But they don't need to do that
I
to
don't-
Lyra.
No.
again, I feel like these just because you're Charlotte Flair,
Or Becky Lynch. I mean,
or all these returning superstars.
exactly.
Oh, you wrestle once or twice, title shot, win the title. Now you're champion. Come on.
Come on now.
And not
I like
surprisingly,
Becky Lynch, but damn it.
surprisingly, Dom is
Make her
favored
work a
to
little.
retain his. Well, then again, it's also the Judgment Day, so. But Dom is favored to retain the championship by quite a large margin, so that's interesting. And then obviously Gunther.
I'm gonna tell you this one. I think that's wrong. Because
You say that Pat's gonna get involved.
Michael Cole, but I don't
That's
even
what I
know if
meant.
Michael Cole's gonna get involved. Because there's a lot of talk that.
Oh, please don't let it be fucking what I think you're gonna say.
Oh yes.
No.
There's major talks of him coming back.
No. Look, I know WWE is never going to see this in a million years, but please. Please, I am begging you. Stop being fucking stupid. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see a 60... How old is he? Like 60
something.
Nobody wants to see a 60-year-old Goldberg come back and face the Ring General. The Ring General is in his prime right now.
Yep.
He is one of, if not the best professional wrestler on the male side. Period. End of list. Goldberg is a retired 60-year-old man. Please, don't be fucking stupid.
Exactly.
I agree, 100%.
Because
but I am just telling you that it is what everybody is talking about.
Because I see it. Goldberg is not going to walk out of that ring.
But anyway, that's about it from us, guys. You got anything else to add?
No. Oh, I do have one more thing to add. We will not... Well, okay. We will be on Saturday, but... tomorrow.
Yes.
But we are going to go live at 2 and end at 4 and jump right into the kickoff show for us, the kickoff show. Which again, like we said, kickoff show is 2 hours. We have a 3 to 4 hour. I think it's supposed to end at 9, so we've got 4, 5, 6, starts at 6, so 6, 7, 8, 9.
So 3 hours, yes.
3 hour backlash,
show. And then a 2
9,
hour.
and then yeah.
So 4 hours of talking about the show for a 3 hour show. Yeah, sounds about fucking right. Anyway,
so I just want to make sure you guys know we will not be on at our normal time. We'll be on at 2 and go to 4, and then instantly click over to us watching the kickoff show.
Yep, but that's about it from us, guys. If you've been to the stream, go give us a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to chat with us, go to our Discord server. If you want to help support us, you can press that donate button in the About Me section.
Press the big red button!
But that's about it. I'm Tafari.
I'm CK.
And I'm Knight Rider. Good night.
See ya.